The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
All right, hello and welcome to the training today. Today we're going to talk about a tool that is used to help you calculate several things, mainly though your profit margin, your net profit based on Amazon fees, even potentially some shipping costs that you can factor in. As well as helping you to get an idea of what your velocity is on a product or the frequency that an item sells, with some some caveats being thrown in there on that one. But anyway, the name of the tool is the A+ FBA Calculator extension. We're going to first go through on how to install it, and then obviously talk about how it works. So I actually went ahead and uninstalled it from my computer so that I could show you from step one to final installation. It's pretty quick, but on how that goes. So first thing that we'll do, I'm just going to open up a new tab here, and you can just do a simple Google search. We can do A, and I like to do the plus sign. It works if you spell it out, but anyway, A+ FBA Calculator. So you do that search, and the first or second result that you'll see, and what you want to be looking for, is this link that says FBA Calculator for Amazon Chrome Web Store. That means that's going to take you right to the page where you'll go to install it. And yep, from right here, we can just click this blue button and confirm that we want to add the extension. And once we've done that, you should see, and it's grayed out right now, but you should see top right hand corner there where my mouse is, a little A with a plus sign there. It's only active, we can only use it when we're actually over on Amazon checking out product. So this tool is free. Obviously, you didn't see me pay for anything there, and it was developed by a company called AMZ Scout. No affiliations or anything to us here coaching. This is just something that I've used over the years. It's been pretty solid, and they actually do a pretty good job of keeping up with changes that Amazon decides to make with different things, such as increases or decreases in storage fees, or what their pick and pack fee is, or the referral fee. We're going to see all those here in a few minutes, but yeah, so the tool stays pretty up to date, and you'll see it's going to be a pretty easy little tool to use too. So we'll go ahead and I can close this. I can even just close this entire tab, and I've got a product up on yeah, where is it? Oh, there we go. I had a product up in mind to kind of take a look at, to show you how this tool works. So notice now that I'm on this page, and hopefully you can see that the A, the little button up there, it's become orange. It was gray before on that other page. So that orange color, when it turns orange, it lets you know that you can run the tool. And this page right here, this is the page that you want to run it on, because the tool needs a bunch of information from this particular page to give you some estimates and things like that. There are there are certain circumstances where the tool actually won't work, and I'll show you here in a few minutes so some of the occasions where it's not going to work. But anyway, to get the tool started, to fire it up, all you've got to do is click on that button there, and it's going to drop in a calculator. Okay, and it's got a few different fields. This one right here, actually these two are new fields within the last couple months. They just recently added these. It used to just be your product cost and then the product price. But product cost, this is simply what you are getting the product for. So these bottles here, yeah, I actually found a website where I could get these bottles for $2.25. Put that in there. Now, shipping cost. The way that we're going to talk about figuring it here, and there's another webinar that talks about determining shipping a little bit more specifically. But basically, to be conservative, when you're shipping stuff into Amazon, having them do the fulfillment, you get the luxury of shipping in on their negotiated rates with FedEx and UPS, primarily UPS, but what you want to do is typically estimate 50 cents a pound. For every pound, it's about 50 cents to get that product in to, on its way to Amazon's warehouse. So when the thing that's nice about this tool is it actually will give you the weight of the item. So in this particular case, we've got the item just barely being a quarter of a pound there, 0.25. So we can multiply that by 0.50. And let's see here. Sorry, I'm just doing a little bit of math on my calculator here. So we can go ahead and put in 0.125 there for the cost. Cost per click, we've got something that's not really going to be applicable right now. If you are doing some paid advertising for a product, you're trying to get it higher up in the search results and you're willing to pay Amazon per click amount, you can factor in what the cost per click is on that product. But in most cases, most of us right now are probably not doing that, so we are okay to leave that blank. And this product is selling currently for $9. So with all of this stuff put in here, shipping costs and your product cost, and then with the product price, you can see that we're getting an estimated profit margin. The tool likes to call it margin impact here. Profit margin of $2.01. Okay, not a great margin, but for what I'm able to get it for, pretty good ROI percentage, return on investment percentage. You'll see and hear a lot of coaches or just Amazon sellers in general that'll tell you to try and shoot for a product that has a return on investment percentage of at least 30%. I feel like it's pretty subjective. I mean, you could be okay with 12% and be fine with making 75 cents a sale if it's going to sell 100 times a month or whatever. I mean, it's pretty subjective, but it's nice. It gives you a little bit of a percentage breakdown based on what you're investing into the product and what kind of percentage you're going to see in return. But yeah, per unit profit margin of $2.01, and if this number was accurate, and it is accurate in the sense that it gives you the estimated monthly sales of what the sales rank is, the parent category sales rank is right now. There's another webinar that talks about using another tool to get a little bit more of an indicator of what the estimated monthly sales are over a longer period of time, not just right now in the moment. But this is a nice tool to just get a quick snapshot. And basically what the tool does is we'll scroll down here. The tool finds the parent category sales rank in kitchen and dining there, uses that number to give you that estimate. And just to show you how accurate this is, it's pretty accurate, and I haven't done this yet, so we'll test it out on the fly here. If you ever wanted to cross-reference, which I recommend doing, when you're trying to get as much of an educated guess as possible on your product. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take $75,578, and I know it's in kitchen and dining. There's another website and there's another webinar on this website, but just really quickly, this is another website that estimates monthly sales based on parent category sales ranks. So I'm going to go to kitchen and dining here. This website's called FBA Toolkit, and I'm going to hit go. So based on that 75,578 sales rank, it's telling us that there's one sale a day over a 30-day period. So about 30 sales in a month is what this tool is telling us. If I come back over here, we're at 23 here. Within margin of error that I'm okay with there. If it's off by a few, that's fine. Two totally different tools from totally different developers that are within 5 or 10 of each other most times. I've actually noticed in my own research that the Amazon Scout AMZ Scout calculator here is a little bit more on the conservative side, which I don't mind. A little bit more on the conservative side for the estimated monthly sales compared to something like FBA Toolkit. But both are within range of each other to where we can trust that the estimated monthly sales are going to be fairly accurate there. Another nice thing when you're doing your product research that this tool can help you with, and this is hugely important, and I stress it in a number of different webinars and trainings, is you really want to make sure you're looking at the parent category sales rank when you're getting your when you're trying to get your estimated monthly sales figured. And there are some tools out there that if the product doesn't have an estimated a sales rank in a parent category, if it just has subcategory ranks, which this one has 3 of them, 3 subcategory rankings. I've seen tools that'll just grab the best subcategory ranking it'll find and then give you estimated monthly sales, and that's just irresponsible to me. I mean, I don't want my I don't want my sales looking a lot better than they really actually are, because that'll help you make decisions on how much product you want to buy based on how quickly it's going to move. And if you've got these subcategory rankings, kind of inflating what sales, you don't want that. But the nice thing about this tool is if there's no parent category ranking, if there's no sales rank there, you actually won't even get the estimated monthly sales metric in the calculator. So if you're ever looking at a product and you pull up the calculator and you don't see estimated monthly sales being shown here, immediately you, in 98% of situations with the type of product sourcing that you're doing at that point in time, you're not interested in that product and you can move on, because it's we don't have that parent category ranking that we need to see those estimated sales. So nice quick way to know whether or not you've got a parent category ranking just from this calculator here. So the other things that I wanted to talk about is when this tool does not work. So we're going to do this on the fly just a little bit, because there are certain circumstances where the tool will not work. One, while we're looking at this particular product, let's say that I'm wanting to go see how many other sellers there are, which is another important part of the research. So I click on the new 8 from $9 offer link there, so I can go look at all the other sellers. Okay, so some people, when they're doing their research, myself included, I forget this all the time, I will go, okay, here's my competition now, let me go check profit margin and look at my fees and things like that. So I'll click that little orange A up there like I did before, and then it just does this. It loads and loads and loads and loads. It's not the internet being slow or anything. It's this page doesn't have all the information needed for the tool to go give you estimated monthly sales and all that good stuff. So you have to be on the previous page, what they call the product information page, or it's not going to work. Okay. Now that I'm back on this page, obviously we'll click on it again. We've got it to work once. It should work again. Perfect. Yep. And again, I think I neglected this little area here when we were talking about this initially. Right here, these are your Amazon fees that you're looking at: storage fees and pick and pack fees and the referral fees. These are all the fees that for each sale of this item are going to be applied. And there's another webinar that goes in a little bit more detail into what the fees are and where they come from and all that good stuff. But anyway, this this tool again is really helpful and can help you get margins and estimated monthly sales, all those things we went over pretty quickly. So there's one other area though where this tool won't be of any use to you, and that is if there are not Amazon fulfilled sellers on the listing. Okay. Notice the name of this tool is the FBA Calculator, Fulfillment by Amazon Calculator. If there's nothing but merchant fulfilled sellers in there, there's no way for this tool to go in and find out what the Amazon fulfilled fees are, all of these fees. So you'll pull up product sometime and you'll go to click on this calculator to start looking at profit margin, and you'll get a little thing, and we'll see if we can find one here in just a sec, but you'll get a little thing that says there's not enough data for us to populate this page. The tool's not broken, it's just that you don't have at least one Amazon fulfilled seller or Amazon itself selling the item to get these fees. So let's see if we can find one, kind of on the fly here. I should have pulled that up before I started the training today, but we'll let's see. Let's click on this drill here. So this one, it's going to work because we can see most of the time when you see that prime designation, that means you've got Amazon fulfilled sellers in there. So that one's not going to work. All right, we'll give this one more shot. I was going to search for just an Amazon product, but let's do a search for used camping tents. This should get us in a situation where we will see more merchant fulfilled sellers than Amazon fulfilled sellers, because you can't ship used items into Amazon and sell using their fulfillment here. So let me click on this tool. This one worked. So the interesting thing on this particular item is this particular seller is doing it merchant fulfilled, but you can see the tool actually worked. It won't work on this page, but you can see it actually worked. What that means is if it actually worked, at some point there was someone who was doing Amazon fulfilled selling on this particular item, and we could even go in and check when that was. But when you have, so there was. So when you see that little box here in Keepa where it says new third-party FBA, so at some point there was someone doing this Amazon fulfilled, and so the calculator was able to grab those fees. So we'll give it one more try. I don't want the training to be too clunky or diluted or get you lost in a spinning circle, but basically I just wanted to go through the scenario of when an item might not you might not be able to calculate your fees based on pulling up an item, and the scenario is It's only merchant fulfilled sellers. If you have something where there are only merchant fulfilled sellers, you're not going to be able to get accurate fee calculations. That doesn't necessarily mean you shouldn't sell that item. In some cases, you would love to be all over that because, if you've seen any of my other trainings where we talk about some of the things you can do to win the buy box, if you're using Amazon's fulfillment and you're selling an item that 10 other sellers are doing their own fulfillment, merchant fulfilled selling, you're going to have a better chance to win the buy box. It's just a little tougher to get an accurate depiction of what your fees are going to be. So I'll give it one more try here. Let's see if we can find an item. Let's go used skateboards. So what I'm looking for here is one where I don't see the prime designation. And no, this one didn't work either. So anyway, we'll go ahead and end it there. I'm sorry I couldn't find a product right there on the fly, but yeah, basically this tool is really, really good. But if you ever have the tool unable to load, or it says it doesn't have enough data to load the page, basically all that means is that there aren't FBA sellers in there and you can't get your fees calculated. So I've stumbled onto one here. Let's see if this one works. Oh, that one works too. So anyway, appreciate you coming out to the training today. And this tool, again, is really, really valuable. I'd encourage you to make sure that you have it downloaded if you don't already. And if you need help with that, talk to your coach and they can get you going with it. So again, thanks for coming out and have a good rest of your day.